One thing to note before I'm going to take these ROMs out is to label them. I labeled them by the what's marked on the PCB next to it. And there's also a little dip so you know that which pin is pin number 1 by this little divot. Okay, I've got the ROMs pulled, and like I was mentioning, you can really see how dirty those pins are. Not all of them. See how nice and shiny those are? But this one again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in Tarnex for like an hour or two. Get him cleaned up. The processor chip is just fine. Here's the 8080. All legs look good on that. Alright, keep going. So I did want to mention I'm doing this recapping of this main board, but it also includes the caps for the soundboard. So I misspoke when I said that I didn't have everything, but I got this from Arcade Parts and Repair. Got the cap kit, so we're going to go ahead and recap this sucker, clean it up a little bit more. So while desoldering, taking this thing apart, I wanted to point out a couple things. So this is the back of the edge connector. Again, I'm going to run the fiberglass pencil on that, and then these are the back of the rams that I was showing you. You can kind of notice some of these pins are bent all wee-wah, like that one for example. See how it's almost making a connection? That's because the legs are long, and maybe because the board, you know, when I set it here on the table. But I'm going to clean that up as well. Maybe shorten up these legs, or I'll just bend them back into place, because I know some of these rams are going to get replaced. Do you see how much better that looks, like just from mildly rubbing it? Just the light reflecting is better. Better than putting solder on it, because then you don't ruin your edge connector. Okay, I've cleaned all this up, put in the new caps, and I put in the new socket for the CPU. So you want to double check that all these little solder points are okay. But more than that, more importantly anyway, on the top of the socket, it's a double-sided board, so I've also got a few traces that are connecting up top here. So like this one, and then these 3 at the top. So I'm going to check that with my meter just to make sure that I've got continuity between those points before I put the socket in. Or sorry, before I put the actual processor in. So I'm going to make sure that these all connect on the top as well as on the bottom. Okay, it's dual-sided. Got the new caps in there. So let's keep going. Alright, so we've moved on to the daughter board. Gonna do 6 of these axial capacitors. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then I don't know where the 6th one is. So I might find it somewhere. Oh, there it is. It's underneath the heatsink for the audio board. So, gonna do that. Not gonna mess with dip switches. Gonna clean those up and do this board. Okay, part of my idea did not work. It took the labels off, but I was able to see which order they were in, E, F, G, H. So look how clean those pins are though. There's a few more that are socketed on here that look kind of nasty. So do the same thing to them. So those ICs that were socketed, I decided to test them. Not looking good, so I need to get, they're all 74174s, so I'm going to have to track those down. May or may not be hard, not sure. Okay, a little more progress on the cabinet itself. Just was able to take this control panel. So the way you take these control panels on and off, they don't really show this on a lot of videos, but up here there's a latch that holds that panel on, one on each side, and that way you can take this. Here the leaf switches, the way they work, the button pushes and it makes a connection between these two pieces of metal. And these are a little nasty and funky, so I bought some new ones. I'm going to take this apart, obviously. So I took the marquee off, the back glass here. I want to show you, these are how the back glass is held in. So you'll lift up on here after you loosen up these from the back. These hold it from the back, and then I was able to pull it up. And then the mirror in the back was held on with some brackets here on the side. So here's the monitor sitting in there. There's some gel paper, you know, give it a illusion of color. That's where a backlight goes, so I'm gonna have to replace that little guy. Ooh, I just noticed that. Look at that frayed wire. Hey, I'll check that out. So this is over here. Here's the back glass, and then we've got this cardboard cover was over the monitor itself. I'm gonna clean that up, and then there's the mirror. Clean that up too, but I can't do that until I replace the pieces of wood on this cabinet that need done. Wow, it looks really... I'm gonna do what I can. I'm not gonna go crazy on this machine. So, all right. So that's where we're at now, and then we'll keep going, keep taking her apart. All right. Here's an update. Was able to remove the top part with. It was just destroyed. There were some nails in it, and I did notice previous, you know, painting over damage, and this flaked off, so I'll just put some wood filler in there. I'm going to repaint some of the edging. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I'll try to match some paints. Put a pillow over the monitor so it doesn't get damaged. One update is I noticed there was no, taking it apart, there should be a moon back here that goes in front of the black light, and then there's a piece of cardboard, it's like a poster that sits there that's like a background. So I got that on the way, and well, at least I have the moon on the way, and then I'm going to be printing out a copy of the field. So just wanted to give you an update. Next is the woodworking. That's the part where we start putting her all back together. So